everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. We are going to talk about your money. More specifically, we are going to talk about your debt and your credit. These are two words that can cause a lot of stress, but they do not have to. Knowledge is power. And today, I am going to give you the knowledge you need to take control. We will start with a term you might have seen on your credit report. That term is charged off. It sounds scary, doesn't it? It sounds final. But you need to understand exactly what it means for you and your financial future. So what is a charged off debt? Let me be very clear. When you miss payments on a debt, like a credit card bill or a loan, for a long time the lender gives up. They assume you are not going to pay them back. Usually this happens after about 6 months of missed payments. The lender then writes the debt off their books as a loss for accounting purposes. This is what charged off means. It is an accounting term used by the lender. It does not mean the debt has disappeared. It does not mean you are free from the obligation to pay it. It is still your debt. It is crucial to understand this distinction. The original creditor, like your bank or credit card company, has moved the debt off its active accounts. They have taken the loss. But what happens next? Often they will sell your debt to a third-party debt collection agency. They sell it for pennies on the dollar. So a company you have never heard of now owns your debt, and their entire business is to get you to pay. They will start contacting you. They will call you. They will send you letters. The debt is still very much alive, and now it has a new owner whose only goal is to collect. This is where many people get confused and make mistakes. They see charged off and think the fight is over. They ignore the letters and the phone calls. This is a big mistake. A charged off status is a serious negative mark on your credit report. It tells future lenders that you did not fulfill a past financial promise. It stays on your credit report for 7 years from the date of the first missed payment that led to the charge-off. Understanding this is the very first step. It is the foundation upon which we will build your plan for a stronger financial life. Stop, listen, and learn. Let's discuss why your credit score matters. It's a numerical summary of your credit history. Lenders use it to decide if they should lend you money, how much, and at what interest rate. A higher score means you are seen as less of a risk. Think of it as your financial report card. The power of this score extends far beyond just getting a loan. Landlords, employers, and insurance companies may check your credit. A low credit score can cost you thousands of dollars. Understanding the power of your credit score is essential. So we have a charged-off debt, and we know it is hurting our powerful credit score. What do we do now? This is where people feel trapped. They feel helpless. They might feel ashamed. I want you to stop that right now. There is no shame in facing a financial challenge. The only shame is in ignoring it and letting it control you. Today, we are starting on a new path. This is your path to financial freedom. And it begins with making smart, informed, and empowered decisions. It does not happen overnight. It is a journey, not a race. But it is a journey you can and must start today. The central question we must tackle is this: should you pay a charged-off debt? The answer is not a simple yes or no. I know you want a simple answer. But the world of personal finance is more complex than that. There are pros and there are cons to paying it. There are right ways to handle it and very wrong ways to handle it. Making the wrong move could actually hurt your credit score more or reset the clock on how long the debt stays on your report. That is why you are here, to learn the smart way to handle this. We will break it all down, step by step. In this discussion, we are going to arm you with the information you need to make the best choice for your specific situation. We will explore the compelling reasons why paying off that old debt could be a powerful move for your financial health. It can bring peace of mind and improve how you look to future lenders. But we will also look at the other side. We will discuss the potential pitfalls and risks. You need to know when paying might not be in your best interest, or how to negotiate properly so you don't fall into a trap set by a debt collector. This is not just about one old debt. This is about changing your entire relationship with money. It is about building a future where you are in control, a future where you have great credit that opens doors for you, a future where you can buy a home, start a business, or retire with security and dignity. That is what we are fighting for. So stay with me. Pay close attention. The choices you make after learning this information can change the entire direction of your life. Let's get started on building your stronger, wealthier, and more secure future. Let's get right into it. The first and most powerful reason to consider paying a charged-off debt is to stop the bleeding. I mean, stopping the endless, stressful, and harassing cycle of debt collection. When a debt is charged off and sold to a collection agency, your life can be turned upside down. The letters fill your mailbox, each one more demanding than the last. This constant pressure is a source of profound stress and anxiety. Another form of bleeding you stop is the legal risk. If their calls and letters are ignored, their next step can be a lawsuit. They could be legally allowed to garnish your wages. They could also levy your bank accounts, freezing your funds and taking what you owe. It is about protecting your income and your assets. Let's discuss your credit report and how to improve it. Paying a charged-off debt doesn't erase it. It remains for 7 years. However, paying it updates the account status to paid, changing the story your credit report tells. This shows responsibility and that you resolved past obligations. Newer scoring models favor paid collections, potentially improving your credit score. It's a positive step toward rebuilding trust and demonstrating financial responsibility. Let's move beyond the numbers and the reports for a moment. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the emotional weight of debt. Living with unresolved debt is exhausting. It hangs over your head like a dark cloud. Every time the phone rings with an unknown number, your stomach tightens. Every time you open the mailbox, you brace yourself for another threatening letter. This is no way to live. This is a constant, low-level stress that chips away at your happiness and your well-being. It can strain your relationships and make it impossible to feel truly secure. You deserve better than that. One of the greatest and most underrated pros of paying off a charged-off debt is the immense feeling of relief that comes with it. It is the feeling of closing a chapter you have wanted to be done with for years. It is the freedom of knowing that you have faced the problem head-on and conquered it. This is not just about finance. It is about your mental and emotional health. When you settle that debt, you are not just paying off a creditor. You are buying back your own peace of mind. And I am here to tell you, that is one of the best investments you will ever make in your entire life. This newfound peace of mind has a ripple effect on every other area of your life. Without the constant worry of debt collection, you can focus your energy on more positive things. You can focus on your career, on your family, and on building the future you want. You can start to dream again without that nagging voice in the back of your head, reminding you of your past financial mistakes. You can create a budget and a savings plan with confidence, knowing that an old debt will not suddenly come back to haunt you and drain your bank account through a lawsuit or wage garnishment. Ultimately, paying off this debt is an act of self-respect. It is you telling yourself, I am worthy of a life free from this burden. I am capable of fixing my past mistakes. I am in control of my financial destiny. That feeling of empowerment is priceless. It transforms your relationship with money from one of fear and anxiety to one of confidence and control. You are no longer running from your problems. You are solving them. This psychological shift is fundamental. It is the foundation upon which you will build all of your future financial success. You cannot put a price tag on sleeping soundly at night. Most of us will need to borrow money at some point for a major life purchase like buying a home. To get a mortgage, a lender will scrutinize every detail of your financial life and credit report. An unpaid collection account is often a deal breaker. So, if your dream is to own a home, ignoring that debt is not an option. Paying the debt removes this roadblock and shows you've cleaned up past issues. This is about playing the long game. By paying that debt now, you are clearing the path for your future self and your ability to achieve your life goals. Paying off old debt can be the right move, but doing it the wrong way can hurt you. The biggest danger is re-aging the debt. Negative items on your credit report must be removed after 7 years. Making a payment can accidentally reset that clock. This is called re-aging, and it is devastating. Be careful when dealing with collection agencies. Pull your credit report and find the date of first delinquency. Paying it might be a terrible idea. Know your dates before you ever pick up the phone. Let's talk about the statute of limitations on debt. It's a state law that limits how long a creditor can sue you. This varies by state, often between 3 and 6 years. Making even a tiny payment can restart the statute of limitations. You revive a legally uncollectible debt. This is waking a sleeping giant, giving them power to harm you. It's a trap. Before you do anything, determine the date of first delinquency and the statute of limitations in your state. Weigh this carefully. Alright, this next point is going to sound completely backward, but you need to hear it. Sometimes, paying off an old collection account can actually cause your credit score to drop, at least temporarily. I know, it makes no sense. You are doing something responsible, so your score should go up, right? Not always. The world of credit scoring is complex and not always logical. The reason for this potential dip is that your action of paying the debt creates new activity on an old, dormant account. Credit scoring algorithms can sometimes view any new activity on a negative account as, well, new. Think of it this way. That old charge-off has been sitting on your report for years. It is like an old, quiet volcano. It is not good that it is there, but it is inactive. The scoring models have gotten used to it being there. When you suddenly make a payment and the collection agency updates the account, it brings that old volcano back to the forefront. The date of the last activity on that account is now this month, not 4 years ago. This recent activity can sometimes be interpreted by the scoring formula as a new negative event, causing a temporary dip in your score. This is especially true for older credit scoring models like the FICO 8, which is still widely used by many lenders today. These older models do not differentiate much between a paid collection and an unpaid one. They just see a collection account and now they see recent activity on it. So, while you have done the right thing for your long-term financial story, your short-term score might take a hit. This can be incredibly frustrating, especially if you are paying the debt specifically to try and boost your score quickly for an upcoming loan application. You could end up with a lower score than when you started. Now, this dip is often temporary. Over time, as the account ages and newer scoring models are used, the paid status will ultimately be more beneficial than the unpaid status. But you must be prepared for this possibility. If you need your credit score to be at its absolute highest in the next 1 to 3 months, paying an old collection might not be the right move for this exact moment. It is a classic case of one step back to take 2 steps forward later. Understanding this con helps you manage your expectations and time your actions correctly based on your financial goals. Here is a final and fundamentally important con or risk of paying a charged-off debt. Are you absolutely certain the debt is yours? Are you sure the amount is correct? Are you sure the company contacting you has the legal right to collect it? When debts are charged off, they are often bought and sold multiple times. They pass from the original creditor to a large debt buyer, then maybe to a smaller one, and then to a collection agency. With each sale, the paperwork can get messy. Mistakes happen all the time. The details get scrambled. You might be contacted about a debt that does not belong to you at all, perhaps belonging to someone with a similar name. Or, the amount they are demanding could be wrong, padded with all sorts of unauthorized fees and interest. Or, the company calling you may not even have the legal documentation to prove they actually own the debt. If you simply pay them without question, you could be throwing your money away. You might be paying a debt you are not legally responsible for, or paying a company that has no right to your money. This is a huge risk. This is why the law gives you a powerful tool. It is called debt validation. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, you have the right to request, in writing, that a debt collector prove the debt is yours. You should never, ever pay a single penny to a collection agency until you have first sent them a written debt validation letter. This letter forces them to go back into their files and produce the original paperwork that connects you to the debt. This is not being difficult. This is being smart and protecting yourself. Many times, the collection agency cannot produce this proof. The paperwork was lost in one of the sales. If they cannot validate the debt, they cannot legally continue collection efforts. They cannot report it on your credit report. The problem may just go away. By paying without validating, you give up this powerful right. You are essentially admitting the debt is yours and is accurate, even if it is not. The biggest con of all would be to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars on a debt that, with one simple letter, you could have proven was not your responsibility. Always, always validate first. Let's talk about building a great credit score. The golden rule of credit: pay your bills on time, every single time. Your payment history is the single biggest factor in your credit score, accounting for about 35% of your FICO score. Automate payments for all your bills. If you are struggling, call your creditor before the due date. Communication is key. Credit utilization, the amount of credit you're using compared to what you have available, makes up about 30% of your FICO score. Lenders see maxed out cards as high risk. Keep balances low, ideally under 30%, to show responsible credit management. Track spending and make multiple payments per month to keep your reported balance low. Request a credit line increase after a pattern of on-time payments, but maintain the discipline not to overspend. A higher limit is a tool, not an invitation to debt. Starting from scratch with no credit history? Become an authorized user. Ask a family member with excellent credit to add you to their account. Their positive history can appear on your credit report, boosting your score quickly. But their negative history will hurt your score too. Use this as a temporary stepping stone. Then get your own card and build your own history. It's a powerful shortcut when used correctly. Once you have the basics down, paying on time and keeping balances low, you can move on to more advanced strategies. The next factor we will discuss is your credit mix. This accounts for about 10% of your FICO score. Lenders like to see that you can responsibly manage different types of credit. Relying on just one type, like only having credit cards, is not as strong as showing you can handle a variety of accounts. A healthy credit mix demonstrates your financial versatility and makes you appear as a more well-rounded, lower-risk borrower. So, what does a good mix look like? There are two main categories of credit. The first is revolving credit. This is what credit cards and lines of credit are. You have a limit, you can borrow up to that limit, pay it back, and borrow it again. The second category is installment credit. These are loans with a fixed number of payments over a set period of time. Think of a car loan, a mortgage, a student loan, or a personal loan. You borrow a lump sum of money and pay it back in equal installments until the balance is zero. A strong credit profile will include a healthy mix of both revolving accounts and installment loans. So how do you build this mix? You do it slowly and deliberately. Do not go out and apply for 5 different types of loans at once. That would be a huge red flag. Instead, build it over time as your life requires it. For example, you might start with a credit card. Then, a few years later, you might need a car and take out a small auto loan. Pay that loan consistently for a few years. Later, you might take out a small personal loan from a credit union to consolidate some debt or for a home improvement project. Each of these adds a new type of credit to your report. The key is to only take on debt that you actually need and can comfortably afford. Never take out a loan just for the sake of improving your credit mix. That is foolish and will cost you money and interest. But if you are planning on making a purchase that requires a loan anyway, understand that it can have the added benefit of diversifying your credit profile. This shows lenders that you are a sophisticated borrower who can juggle different types of financial responsibilities successfully. It adds another layer of strength to your credit report and can help push your score into the excellent range. You can't protect your credit if you don't monitor it. Check your credit reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion for free at annualcreditreport.com. Look for errors. Wrong accounts, late payments, or mixed-up names can tank your score. Dispute any mistakes you find. The bureaus must investigate and fix them. Don't let someone else's error cost you. Be careful when applying for new credit. Every application triggers a hard inquiry and can lower your score. Too many applications in a short time make you look risky to lenders. Use pre-qualification tools that use soft inquiries to check your chances before applying. Only apply when you need credit and are confident you'll be approved. Protecting your score is as important as building it. Monitor, dispute, and apply wisely. Let's see how credit scores play out in real life. Maria and David both want to buy a $300,000 house. Maria has a 780 credit score. David has 620. Maria gets a 6% interest rate, making her monthly payment about $1,798. David, seen as high risk, gets 8%. His payment jumps to $2,201. Over 30 years, David pays $145,000 more in interest than Maria for the same house. That's the price of bad credit: higher payments, less financial freedom. Maria's good credit lets her save, invest, and plan for the future. David's poor credit drains his resources and limits his options. The difference is massive. And it all comes down to those 3 little numbers. Good credit isn't just a number. It's a financial advantage for life. Bad credit costs you every day, not just on big purchases. Maria and David both buy a $25,000 car. Maria gets a 5% loan. Her payment is $472 a month. David, with bad credit, gets 18%. His payment is $635. Over 5 years, David pays nearly $10,000 more for the same car. Insurance companies also check credit. Maria pays $100 a month. David pays $180. Bad credit means higher costs everywhere: car, insurance, and more. It's a cycle. Higher bills make it harder to save or get ahead. Maria's good credit gives her financial breathing room. David's bad credit keeps him stuck, paying more for everything. Good credit builds momentum. Bad credit is an anchor. Credit scores affect more than loans. They shape your opportunities. Maria and David both apply for the same apartment. Maria's good credit gets her approved instantly. David's poor credit gets him denied or stuck paying higher deposits. Bad credit limits where you can live and makes moving more expensive. The same thing happens at work. Employers may check credit for promotions or sensitive jobs. Maria's clean report helps her move up. David's history holds him back. Good credit opens doors to better homes and jobs. Bad credit closes them, creating barriers at every turn. Your credit history is your reputation. Protect it. The difference between yes and no often comes down to your score. Good credit brings peace of mind and freedom. Maria lives with confidence. She can handle emergencies, get loans, and plan for the future. Her credit is a safety net, letting her make choices from strength. David lives with constant stress. One emergency could push him over the edge. He faces higher costs, fewer options, and constant anxiety. Bad credit is a heavy burden, affecting health, relationships, and happiness. It's not just about interest rates, it's about quality of life. Building good credit is an investment in your future security and freedom. Don't just focus on the numbers, focus on the life you want to live. Good credit is the foundation for a brighter, more empowered life. We've covered a lot. Remember the 5 rules for building excellent credit: paying on time, keeping balances low, using smart shortcuts, diversifying your credit, and protecting your score. Good credit is a fundamental tool. This is about empowering you. The next step is up to you. This is your financial life. You can do this. You have the power to change your story. Now go out there and use it.